there, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of our Rider Spotlight. We're going to do something just a little bit different here. We've got three smiling faces on the screen because we're going to highlight a couple of Colorado Springs mountain biking pros back in their racing days and how they're involved with the Apex on Saturday, day 3, our big Gold Camp day. And so with us, we've got Bobbi Kae Warner of the Warner Group. And we have Lisa Myklak of Pump Creative Designs. So welcome, ladies.
Hey.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Yes.
Hi. And so we know that you're going to be joining us for some fun stuff on Saturday, but I wanted to give everyone kind of a little spotlight of who we've got living in and amongst ourselves here in Colorado Springs. So Bobbi Kae, why don't you tell us a little bit about your mountain biking background?
All right. So my mountain biking background, it actually started with BMX. Those are my roots. And going from racing pro BMX to mountain bike, when I first discovered mountain cross, I saw that it was just a gigantic BMX track on the side of a mountain. I thought, oh gosh, I need to be doing that. So I transitioned to that, and kind of the rest was downhill from there, quite literally. Dual slalom, mountain cross, and throwing in some downhill here and there as well. And Lisa and I have got to teach at several different clinics together, mostly women specific, but also some co-ed as well. Have a lot of fun doing that. Lisa and I go back a long ways. We've had a lot of fun just riding, training together, racing, and it's been a blast. So awesome community.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. And Lisa, I'll let you follow up with your background and experience.
Yeah, I should start by saying, not to misrepresent, I don't live in Colorado Springs anymore. I'm actually, so for all you racers up in the northern part of the state, I'm in Severance, just east of Fort Collins. But Colorado Springs was my home, and I love the riding down there. It's actually quite a bit different than the northern part of the state, and I love going down there and riding that terrain. I started riding bikes pretty late in my life. At 21 years old, I got my first mountain bike, and I instantly fell in love with it. So for any late bloomers out there, I feel like mountain bike, you can start at any age and really fall in love with it. And Samantha, as you know, you can jump into the racing scene later in life and still go pro, which is what happened to me. And I just became really passionate about it. I tried cross country, and I wasn't very good at it. I don't have the lactic threshold or whatever to go hard and at that rate, but I love downhill. I'm a sprinter and a track runner. I raced track in high school, and so I have that sprinting physique in me. And then downhill just really agreed with me, along with dirt jumping, and I stepped into dual slalom and mountain cross. So I raced competitively for about a decade, and I took it to the World Cup levels, and I went to World Champs one year. And yeah, I just thoroughly enjoyed the family that I developed in the racing community. And mountain bikers, whether competitively or just for fun, they're my family and they're my people.
I totally agree with that. And with the fact that you can jump into this sport at any age. I almost had to laugh, Lisa, when you said you got in at age 21 and you was kind of later in life, because we just talked about how I didn't get into mountain biking until I was 28. And I clicked that pro box when I was 37. And so it is that sport that is accessible, and you can continue to get better at it the more mature that you get. So so with this big race coming to Colorado Springs, this is our second year. And Lisa, even though you don't live there anymore, I apologize for that little slip up. It's really cool to see a race of this caliber that brings the level of pro riders to Colorado Springs for this 4-day event. How did you both feel when you heard the Apex was coming to the Springs, and how did you get involved?
I kind of thought, gosh, finally, there's a big event, that we as Colorado Springs, this mountain bike mecca, we have so many different sports and so many trails here, and it's so great to see them actually be utilized for something like this, like you said, where it's attracting so many high level athletes, so many people who are wanting to get into it, who maybe have not done it and want to check it out. So it's, open to so many capabilities and levels of athletes. So working with the Warner Group, that's our company. We're one of the title sponsors this year. And for us, our clients become family, and we all pretty much embody that outdoor active lifestyle. And for us, getting behind something like the Pikes Peak Apex makes us feel so good, because we know that we're supporting the community, we're supporting our clients get behind it. And again, it just it continues to grow that family, and it feels so good. We just love that. We're all about that. So that's kind of how we, as the Warner Group, got involved.
Yeah, I will just piggyback off of what Bobbi said. She introduced me to the Pikes Peak Apex event, and I went online and I started watching all the videos from past years, and it was so cool looking at all the different stages. And I thought it was a really neat event. And when she asked me to be a part of it on some level via the sponsorship route, I was really excited to jump on board. And then I'm always excited to help other riders with their skills, and just to see, I feel like mountain biking is a great way to grow on so many different levels. And so to be a part of that and to witness someone's growth, I think is a great opportunity. So yeah.
Yeah,
If I could, sorry. I just wanted to add in there, like with what Lisa just said, I think that for both of us, I know I've seen in her face and I can feel it in my face, like with the experience that we've had in coaching and helping other riders, like discover a new skill, like have so many ahas, like, oh my gosh, like the whole world of their mountain biking just opened up in such a big way. It is equivalent to gapping a new jump for the first time and landing it smoothly. Like feeling that for somebody else is so wonderful.
It is. I always, when asked to sum up mountain biking in one word, empowering is the word that I always comes just straight to the forefront of my mind. And so we started to dive in a little bit here into my next question. I started mountain biking in like 2011. In 2013 was my very first skills clinic. And I took a beginner level clinic, even though I'd been riding for 2 years. And it was just mind blowing how different of a rider I was coming out of that skills session. And so with the two of you leading and coaching some skills on Saturday of the event, let's dive a little into why you think that's important for riders, even if they're just starting and even if they've been riding for a couple of years, to work on those skills and dive into those clinics.
Yeah, well, absolutely. First of all, having another set of eyes on you, or just having a set of eyes on you, someone will really be able to, a coach should be able to say, I know you think you're getting your elbows out or you're getting down into your arms and legs, but you could do it this much more. And so just having someone be able to speak into what they're seeing really can allow you to have a better perspective on what's going on. Sometimes I'll even film my students and say, let's take a look at this and let's see what you're really doing here. So one, having that extra set of eyes just will broaden your perspective. And secondly, there are so many foundational things to think about that if you never take a skills clinic, you might never know to explore the full cockpit and range in which you can move the bike under you. And to have someone break it down piece by piece by piece really allowed me in a very tangible way to break down a skill where, coaching didn't even exist when I first started to learn how to mountain bike. There was no curriculum. And now that it is broken down, instead of just being like, just do it, just roll off the drop, or just do it, right? That's the advice I got, just do it. Now I can say, you know what, lean this way, look with your eyes this way, do this with your body. And that, I think, especially for women, when you can break it down piece by piece, here's what you need to do with your body, you can just start conquering certain skills much more tangibly.
I completely agree. Yep. Everything that Lisa said. And, you know, like we got to experience that. Like she said, there wasn't a whole lot of that instruction broken down into the step by step by step. We had each other, which I feel so blessed for, because we were able to be the extra set of eyes for each other. Granted, we still figured things out, you know, but and we were biking before dropper posts. So, you know, like your seat height was set, and for downhill, naturally you had that down further. But you know, when Super D existed, or like the enduro, you kind of picked a mid spot there, and you didn't really explore a lot of your movement without that seat in the way. And I know that's one of the first things that we'll often do is, you know, drop that seat or take that seat off and let's move that bike around. Like Lisa said, you know, really exploring the cockpit. That's huge, like understanding how much you can actually move your body and your bike. It's a game changer.
Yeah, it's amazing how far we've come when it comes to skills instruction for mountain biking, because my initial coaching was go fast and pull up. And you can imagine how many crashes and over the bars that resulted in. So that first clinic exactly was why it was so important. So tell us then, because you're going to be joining us on day 3, it's the Gold Camp stage. We're going to be headquartered at America the Beautiful Park in Colorado Springs. And you're going to be doing some fun stuff. So can you tell us a little bit about what's happening there?
Well, I think we're still ironing out details, but I think Bobbi is going to lead the ride, and I'm going to hang back with some more beginner-oriented riders, and we're just going to go really take a peek at the skills and break them down in a very controlled environment. We'll probably just work on a flat, level ground, put some cones out, and just break down each one of those movements on the bike and really explore those with our bodies. So if you are that person who's just on a mountain bike, or you know you want to get better, I would love to hang out with you for a little bit, and we're going to explore some skills to work on, and I'll give you some homework to take home and practice these steps so you can learn how to bunny hop your bike without being flipped in. And I'll just give you some nuggets of wisdom for you to play with and explore.
And as far as the ride goes, and the skills part of it for that matter, there is a sign up. It's important. It's helpful anyways that we kind of have an idea how many people are going to be interested in doing it. We invite all levels out. It'll be a fun time. But try to get signed up for it so you plan somewhat for that. That's helpful. The ride is to be determined as far as where that will be going, but we will be integrating certain skills into the ride as well. And kind of go from there.
Beautiful. Thank you both ladies for supporting the Apex, for supporting our mountain biking community and being a part of the Apex family. We love that you're with us, and we love that you're sharing your enthusiasm and your stoke and your knowledge with the community as well. And we look forward to seeing everyone out with us on Saturday of the Apex.
We can't wait. So
Thanks
excited.
for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks, ladies. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.